Hello everyone. In the present video, I will discuss about Michel Foucault's concept of knowledge and power. In the previous videos on Michel Foucault, I have discussed about discourse and the various way of understanding discourse. So today's discussion will be on knowledge and power and how he understood knowledge and power. That will be the main focus of this present discussion. So let's begin. In order to understand knowledge and power, we shall also give reference of his discourse. Discourse and knowledge and power are related. Michel Foucault believes that one particular discourse makes its existence, makes its visibility, makes its acceptability by excluding other discourse or discourses in a particular period. So when a particular discourse emerged or developed as a fact, as an accepted discourse, universal discourse, that means it has excluded other existing discourse or discourses. So just like discourse exclude other discourses and makes its existence, makes its appearance, makes its acceptability, knowledge also appears as fact. Knowledge sets as a fact or acceptable knowledge by excluding other knowledge, other existing knowledge. Knowledge which actually appeared or emerged as fact, emerged as something to know, emerged as a notion which to know, which people tries to know, people tries to acquire. So this acquiring of knowledge or to know, the notion of to know something, is linked to the creation of knowledge. To know what to know, knowing something, knowing some informations, acquiring of information is considered as knowledge. Now Foucault basically interested in the creation of knowledge. He has not interested on the knowledge as accumulated entity, knowledge as information, or knowledge as something that exists in a particular period or a particular society. According to Foucault, it is very easy to explore certain knowledge of a period, of a particular society or place through historical analysis of particular thinkers, particular scientists who were the geniuses, who were very innovative, very expert in their own domain and created the knowledges which today people follows and further extends it. Foucault has not focused on these knowledges, accumulated informations or knowledge as entity. Foucault has focused on the creation of knowledge. He believes that there is a material condition, exists behind the creation of knowledge. So this condition makes something fact, makes something as fact, and ultimately it becomes the knowledge. Now here comes this power relation. According to Foucault, this knowledge is the connection between power relation and tendency to know or knowing the information. Connection between power relation, and know the information. Know the information is a kind of tendency or is a trend that exists in any society. Know the information or knowing or acquiring the knowledge, and another is power relation. So knowledge is the connection between these two. Now it is a trend in the society to acquire the knowledge, and what is there in the knowledge, it is acquired by the people through the processes. So Foucault here focused on the material condition that exists in any society that leads to the production of knowledge. Another important point where Foucault focused is the institutional rules, institutionalization of knowledge. How knowledge is institutional or institutionalized. Knowledge is not simply some information. Knowledge is not simply something written in any book. Rather, knowledge is institutional entity that regulates the entire society, that regulates the entire era, generation, entire the system. So this is institutionalization. So his main focus was on the creation of knowledge and the material condition of the creation of knowledge and the institutionalization of the knowledge. So in this process of the institutionalization of knowledge, there develops a link between knowledge and power. Who creates knowledge, and knowledge does what for whom? Foucault believes that no power can be exercised without knowledge, and no knowledge can be possible without promoting power. No power is exercised without knowledge, and no knowledge exists without the promotion of the power. That means power exists because of the knowledge, and again knowledge that promotes the power. So here basically the material condition, he tried to point out that this power is the material condition behind the production of knowledge. Power produces knowledge, and again this is not a static process, that power always producing knowledge, because power is also a dynamic process. Power moves, power evolves, power transforms, changes its nature. So accordingly the knowledge changes. Again knowledge also promotes the power. Knowledge also promotes power. Knowledge is not something just for a moral, spiritual activity or the imparting or acquisition. It also promotes power. It makes a group of people, or it makes a society dominant, hegemonic. It makes a group, a community, or a section of the society, or a particular society excluded. So ultimately, knowledge which also promotes the power, and power cannot be exercised without knowledge. Knowledge legitimizes the power, and power again creates further knowledge. So this is how knowledge power links, and this is the process of institutionalization of knowledge.